Welcome back, everyone, to the Main City Radio podcast. I'm joined with DJ Oracle today, and for our podcast, we've got a few exciting items to cover. The Crazy Monsters being one of the big ones. So I'll let DJ do his little introduction as well, and then welcome everybody, and we'll get into it.
Yes. Thank you, Arwing. Welcome everybody again for tuning in. Welcome back. We appreciate you guys. Again, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and thank you guys. We're very excited about this new episode. Thank you, Arwing.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. We've been waiting for a while to, really see these crazy monsters get introduced. So yeah, we're gonna probably start off with that major update. We also want to talk a bit about the auction system now that we've had a little bit more time, and also the opportunity to use it inside of a competition. We're also going to discuss a little bit more about the Cub deliveries. We also want to touch on how live power versus total power works on the leaderboard for the competition mode, or at least our best understanding and some tips around how to maximize your live power to be able to get your total power up as quick as possible. And then we want to talk about what we're sort of terming whale features, or some features that are primarily going to be used by people that either have a high diamond income or are further into the late stages of the game. Those being the merge feature and the boost stacking. But yeah, so
Yeah.
did you sorry, did you have
No, I was like, yep. That's what we got. That's the agenda.
right on? And one small little thing as well that we'll get into after the crazy monsters, which is the monk skin reveal. So it's officially been revealed. So we'll get into that as well. But yeah, I mean, really, the big update being, we've finally got the crazy monsters, arcane creatures in Main City, so they have fully invaded. And if you haven't purchased or minted yet, make sure you get out there, and I will have the links down in the description below, so check that out if you're looking to do a DeFi mint. Otherwise, the floor's around $14 on crypto.com, the NFT platform. So, they're fairly reasonably priced. So definitely pick up a couple if you're looking to, boost your gold, as well as decrease the cost for attacks and increase the duration of the attacks.
Yeah, and they're actually a pretty cool collection. They look pretty nice, and someone will have a little pet, so it's pretty nice collection, and it's good that they're incorporating these partnerships. Um, I guess a little faster than when they started, and I guess it's part of the process, right? They took a little bit with Mary, then there was the monks, and now the monsters. So it's exciting to see the NFTs be put to work.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like you said, it was a long time coming, I think. This is Void's first partnership that was minted on the crypto.com NFT platform. And then, as a side, with that collection being 10,000 NFTs, they also brought some over to their own minting website. And that's where you can also go and mint some. If you use their native token, Cry, you can mint for 14 US dollars, or you can mint using Crow, and it's 15 US dollars. So yeah, definitely check down below. One thing you'll have to do is connect to the website with your wallet to be able to see the daily live price. But yeah,
Yeah, I minted three more not too long ago because there's something exciting between like buying something, okay, scrolling and buying, picking something out, and the randomness of minting one. And I think they mentioned on the Discord that there's might still be a few legendaries there to mint.
yeah.
That's why I
So I
minted three of them.
I got a hold of the founders, just specifically so I'd have some more information when we were talking. And of the 4,000 NFTs left, There is still actually 36 legendaries, and that includes the number one ranked legendary. So that's still
No
available to
way.
mint. And just speaking of which, there's only 60 legendaries, right? So over half of the legendaries are still available to be minted. And I mean, with the floor price on CDC being $14 as of right now, I think maybe there's one for $13, but really, like the floor price is basically mint price.
Yeah.
Take the chance, if you ask me.
Take the chance, baby.
Especially because they also gave me a little bit more information. So I can run through a little bit of the project specifics so that people are more aware of what the crazy monsters are. Now, with this project, I'll start off by saying, if you do mint a legendary from this collection, that legendary will also come with $100 of their spectral dex governance tokens, right? So if you do get lucky and mint one, you basically earned yourself $100 as well. Now, with that being said,
Wow.
yeah, it's actually a really cool
Uh-huh.
project. I'm pretty excited about it. So they do have it's sort of like a cross chain, I guess, idea. But really, the whole basis is like a dex with, and I'll say like the rarity is going to also of the crazy monsters will play into the fees on that dex. So the better your rarity, the cheaper the fees. So yeah, there's some pretty cool interplay between these NFTs that are going to be used in Main City, as well as their new system, the Spectral system. So well worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, this for anybody who's not very familiar with the Crow fam and the whole crypto.com and Chronos ecosystem, I would really consider getting to know other projects because there's a lot of and getting into the X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, because they hold a lot of contests. There's a lot of ways to get into the Crow fam ecosystem. So shout out to all the Crow fam out there. And yeah, it's just it keeps growing. It keeps growing. The projects keep getting better and better. And I guess because it's kind of like new, I would have never thought about the monsters having like a deck system. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's I'm not too familiar exactly with the specifics of it, but from what I was able to read in the announcements, sounds really like a service that's needed on the decentralized front. So yeah. Now, I guess maybe
Nice.
you were mentioning earlier, some of the rare traits. So we could also maybe run through what people would be looking for when they do go to Mint. Um, I know everybody likes little pets, but did you have any favorite traits that you wanted to talk about?
Um, let's see. Let me look at mine and see. I have one that I minted and it has like a Medusa, a green Medusa hairstyle, kind of body style. That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah, they got some pretty cool looking skins, right? All different sorts of like I think yeah, there's a Medusa skin. There's also one that looks like a wood skin. So they're sort of like a wooden tree kind of like similar to that
Like Groot.
legendary lion or like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Which
Love
actually
that little guy.
there's a legendary that reminds me of that because they've got the little raccoon guy and then it's also the wood skin. So it's like
Nice. Well played, monsters. Well played.
right, yeah, no, it's a cool project. They got some funny stuff. The legendary I bought, I like that. I was able to
I
get
was gonna
99.
say. Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of skin, tell us about the diamond skin.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the top. So with the legendaries, they've got three different like or different levels, right? So you've got your diamond skinned, you've got your gold, and then there's the silver, right? So those are your like three legendary skins, and they're pretty similar. But the difference will be like the necklace that they wear, obviously the skin, they'll have a different ring, and then a different crown as well. but yeah, it's so if you see that like you were saying your Medusa skin, it would be like gold Medusa, right? If it's a legendary, or a diamond Medusa or a silver Medusa.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how you can tell that it's a legendary. And the legendaries will be obviously the top 60 ranked ones, right? Since there's 60 legendaries.
What about these pets? Do you have a favorite pet that you've seen so far?
Well, I mean, I don't want to take the cop out of saying the Dark of the Loaded Lions. The Venom one's kind of cool. I like that one. You know, I like rabbits, so I think the little rabbit one is kind of funny. There's this little rabbit pet that they've got, and I also do like the flaming skull, or like the little willow wisp. So those ones are pretty cool that I like as well. Um,
Ah, okay. I like retro, so I like the one that has the little mushroom, like the one up from Mario.
yes, yeah, that one's actually pretty cool too, especially if you get the mushroom background.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
And there's also a mushroom aura. So there's one legendary. It's like mushrooms, and it's basically the Mushroom Kingdom background with the little one up, and then also the mushroom skin, and then the mushroom aura behind it. It's pretty cool.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, lots of mushrooms. But yeah, no.
Cool, cool.
And then I think my favorite trait, though, I would say, I mean, you know, I do love the chains. I'm always a proponent of any chain gangs, but I like the auras. I find that there's some really cool little aura backgrounds. Like there's a lion one, there's a dragon one. My legendary's got the incubus one, so it's kind of cool little like imp guy. But yeah, there's a lot of cool little auras as well.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty cool ones. One of them, yeah, I think the one, my favorite one, or maybe even highest ranking one, I'm not sure. It's the one that has like the one up from the Mario. Then it has like a flashing aura, and then it has like silver boots with silver body. So that's
Yeah,
uh,
you got one with
yeah,
armor. That one's cool.
yeah, with the armor. That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that one's pretty sweet. All ready to take over Main City, that's for sure. Um,
ready? Yes, yeah.
but yeah, so I'll
So
touch.
it helps with the cash, right? It's gonna give us percentage with the cash. The
Yes,
cash. I'm sorry.
yeah. So it's a 0.9% base booster. And I tried to run the calculation. I think if you have like upwards of 7 is sort of the sweet spot to max out, you'd be looking at around like almost approaching 2.5% cash booster. So that's pretty nice, you know, and it's something I was excited to see because I was worried it was just going to be a repeat of what Mary had. And so them getting rid of the uh, cooldown reduction and replacing that with gold, I think is way better. You know, sure, it's nice to be able to attack a little bit quicker, but I think having that gold booster is even nicer. Like, I think that's a way better booster than reduction on cooldown.
Yeah, and it's also a nice way to kind of like make it more of a variety, and don't just think, okay, this next NFT is gonna give the same things as the next NFT. No, you don't know how they're gonna play it around. So that's nice that they don't we don't find the same patterns kind of thing, that they switch up patterns on us.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows, maybe they'll even add something like a decrease in defense cost, please.
Ah, for reals. They should have done that with the monks, maybe, huh? What's
Yeah,
the benefits for the monks? It's cash, diamond, and experience.
that is correct. Yeah. So basically the same as a cub, but they're actually, I think they're 60% of what the cubs provide. So still good. I
So
mean,
I think the next Legion partnership, it's gonna reduce the defense, and probably even extend the time, hopefully, huh?
that would be nice. I would like to see something like that happen, especially because right now, you know, if you get hit with Kingpin, the photon barrier doesn't even last as long as what some people can hit for. Right? Like I think right now some whales can hit for 4 hours and 10 minutes almost. and the maximum your defense will last for that is 4 hours. So you're already out 10 minutes basically.
Yeah, and that affects every single business, so that hurts a little more than any other one.
Exactly. No, that is one that really does hurt. Good thing it's expensive though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with the crazy monsters, right, we've got the gold. So I think that's good for helping newer players, especially at the start of the competitions, right? That extra gold's going to help over being able to attack a bit quicker. So that's a good benefit. And then, the cost reduction on attacks, that's, really key. Start saving diamonds, basically, right?
Yeah, and speaking of attacks, it is during the competition mode. It is very, very, very beneficial to try to use your attacks as often as you can afford, as often as you can remember, especially if you have your enemy next to you, which is the 95% chance of hitting. In a competition mode, I know that it's what really, really helps to bring your points up.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And I find that I don't attack very much. I typically try to just attack people that are the 95%. But I don't know. I'm gonna, I've been purchasing some weapons, and I might try my luck during the Great War at actually attacking people within the 10 range. So we'll see how it all goes down.
Yeah, yeah, because that bonus really, really comes in handy to get ready for the next prestige and stuff.
Exactly. But yeah, I think that's probably pretty good for the crazy monsters at the moment, right? So let me just we'll just flip over and quickly talk a little bit about the Cretan's Monks exclusive nut treehouse skin, right? So this was revealed. Um, within it had been talked about and shown a little bit as a teaser, but so it's officially revealed now. But still no date as to when it's going to be implemented or released, and still no details on how it's going to be distributed.
Yeah, it's nice that they finally have like a final product looking product. It looks very nice. It looks like it's gonna be holding four slots on the land. So it might be, more on the legendary side or epic side. But yeah, we're yet to find out. Are they gonna give them to monk holders? Is it gonna be on blueprint? If you have a monk, maybe it'll have a higher percentage of you getting it out of a blueprint. That might also be a way to connect the getting the business with the monk holders.
Yeah, I would like to see at least like if I don't know, it's kind of hard, right? Like you don't want to go one for one on monks because there's people that own like 50 monks, right? Then they're just going to corner the market on this business. But it'd be nice to at least see if you have a monk, you either have a higher chance, or if you have like 10 monks, you're guaranteed the business. It'll just be dropped to you. But the only thing I'm kind of worried about is this word skin, right? I was anticipating it was going to be a new business introduced into Main City. And now with this word skin, it's sort of like, is this just going to be something you apply to a business? Or are they just referring to skin as in the way they're just talking about the style or the look of the business? And it's still going to be the treehouse, like it's going to be its own standalone business.
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. And I like to lean more on the it's gonna be an actual business. And when they say skin, when they keep talking about skin, I'm really hoping that they were just talking about the aesthetics, the look. Like, okay, we're finishing up what the business is gonna look like, and not, you know, you found a skin in a blueprint, apply it to your museum or something like that. That would be wild. Or, I mean, it would have to be a four spot business, apply it to your arcade, but I really don't see that happening. So I really do think it's gonna be a brand new business. And when they were talking about skins, I really believe that they were just talking about the finalizing of what their business is gonna look like.
And that's my sentiment as well. And really my hope, right? I'm hoping it's a
Yeah.
brand new, and it can even be an uncommon or a rare, right? Like a four square, there's no four square commons, no four square uncommons, and no four square rares. So it could be one of those, but I'm really hopeful it's going to be an epic or a legendary. But yeah, again, I just hope that it's something that's going to be available for all users to pull from blueprints, but also something that's going to be distributed to people that hold monks, because it would just be nice to already have it available for the people that are supporting the monks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm looking at the rares right now. And so we have the one slot rares, the Lion's Den and the Leo and Co. And then we have the Cineplex, which is what, three squares, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so I don't think we have a rare that it's four squares. So yeah, it would be nice if it's a rare with four squares.
Yeah, I think so. You know, the only thing I'm sort of worried about is if it is an epic or a legendary, is just trying to bring it up to my prestige. I'm already stacking diamonds right now, just in preparation to level it up. But it's going to be, if it's a legendary, that is going to be a lot of diamonds. And it's probably just going to sit on my land for a while and not be used.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, um, I remember telling you once, yeah, updating your Apex, one prestige at a time, it'll come up. And I have a bank that I've been trying to do that with to bring it up to my current level, which is 120. And I'm at 114. And I tried, like, every time I try to upgrade all of my business to the next prestige level, I do at least two of them on this bank. But yeah, sometimes it seems like it's never going to catch up.
Oh, those are time sinks and just diamond pigs. They just eat through diamonds so quick.
Yeah.
No,
Bankers, these bankers,
yeah.
right?
Which, you know, I mean, I get why they say like you really only want like one or two, like an epic or a legendary, and or an epic and a legendary, right?
Mhm.
Just because they do take a lot of resources and they slow you down. But I don't know, there's something about having one of each business that I kind of like, as an idea for my city. So slows me down. I'm not going to be at Division One anytime soon, but at least I'll have a city that I think is kind of cool, and I wouldn't mind walking around if you know they ever bring like a VR to our city. That'd be cool.
Definitely. I think that's what most of us are really, really hoping for. Um, to be able to, play video games in the arcade and maybe watch videos in the cinema. So that's
Exactly.
something that is great.
Right. Imagine,
And
man.
I'm like you too. Go ahead.
Sorry, go. I was just gonna say, yeah, like imagine having movie NFTs that you can watch in your cinema.
Imagine having DJ Oracle and R Wink's YouTube videos that you were able to watch in the cinema. How about that, buddy?
There we go. Now we're talking.
Right.
But yeah, maybe we could save the speculation for a little later. So yeah, that's sort of the update on the monks. I mean, the last thing that I've heard too is that they will be introducing the business after the Great War, which makes sense to me. You know, we were so familiar with the businesses that are available right now. Introducing a new one right before the main competition would just add confusion. So I think they want to keep the normal businesses that we're used to using, and then they'll introduce this new business in season three, and then that's going to be sort of the partnerships stories developing main city, right? So we'll have the monks business come in, and then maybe, I don't know, I haven't heard for certain, but there could also be a crazy monsters business coming, right? Purely based off of the speculation that they minted on crypto.com, just like the monks. That's it, right? So not guaranteeing that there's a crazy monsters business coming, but there could be potential for that, right?
Yeah, that would be nice. Um, every new every new feature in the game is very exciting. It's always very exciting. It gives us things to talk about. Yeah, and I like what you said about the stories of these new characters being introduced. And yeah, I think it was Papa Bigfoot that was saying like, yeah, we should make more stories, like put it into the lore of the game, and the actual official story of the game. And then shout out to Kimbo that he put a story about, I think it was the monsters, right? But he said it was Chat GPT that made this story, but it was
Yeah.
a really good story. Like to try to like merge it with the story of the main city.
Yeah, it was about Mary, right? Giving the Dark Lions invisibility and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, speaking of new
Yeah,
features,
real story.
do you want to start with your experience on auctions? How did you find it?
Yeah, so auctions, it was very different than normal mode, of course. Normal mode is always kind of slow. Everything moves a little slower in the competition mode. Of course, we only have every hour counts, every minute counts. So I was able to pull. I think it was a bank that I didn't want to use because I wasn't gonna be able to like be playing that much in the game. So I'm like, let me try to secure this income right here. So it was exciting to put it up at a certain price. I forgot what the price was, but it was exciting to see like 10 bids, like people like setting their price, right? Like actually players setting like the market. Um, and,
That's what
and,
I
and yeah,
found.
it was pretty exciting.
That exactly like you said, the players are setting the market, right? Because I saw even a lot people would just list it at 1,000 voucher, right? Just floor it and let people bid on it, right? And see where it goes from there. Because if people really want it, they're going to watch that bid. You've got a way to filter for your active bids, the businesses that you're looking at, and you just sit there and you play the game, right? Bid on the business you want. And like you said, perfectly, the players set that market.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty exciting. Also, it comes with that excitement of I won the bid, right? I outbidded everybody else, and shout out to Hayden because Hayden was also saying that he's like, man, I think I put too many offers in and I put too many bids on things because Hayden hadn't been playing the other competition modes, and he played this one to try out the action system,
Yep.
and yeah, he liked it a little too much at the beginning, I think.
Yeah, just trying to put bids out there and fun. Yeah, I guess it could end up biting you in the butt though if you put too many bids in expecting to lose a couple and then you win them all, right?
Yeah, then you have a few businesses to maintain and take care of.
Yeah, exactly. I know, like I ended up pulling an Apex, but that was on my level 20 gold blueprint. And I was debating selling it, right? I ended up using it primarily because I was just afraid that it was a bit too late in the game. I put it up for 10,000 vouchers, and it was there for like 5 minutes and nobody touched it. So I was just like, I don't want to floor it at one and get zero bids on it, except for like one person that's like, I'll buy it for one that like one crow. It's like, oh shoot, right? Because it ended up getting me. I mean, it's a time sink, it's a diamond sink, like we were mentioning earlier, but um, it ended up, I think, being able to boost my business or my city enough to keep me in a better profit level than what I probably would have got selling it that late.
Yeah, that was a great strategy because it does help the income a lot. It brings up your gold a lot, even if it's like the last one you prestige up. While you're prestiging it on that, I mean, while you're leveling up on the current prestige, it really boosts the gold income at that level. And I think you got it up to like P4, no?
Yep, yeah, I ended up getting it to P4. It was the last one. Like I would use it basically to push up my what did I have, a Cineplex and a uh, Bazaar. So I had a Cineplex and a Bazaar, and I would do my Bazaar first, then Cineplex, then I'd push my Apex up, and then I'd level up my Cool Cats, right? And then just basically rinse and repeat, and it worked really well. Like it's a powerhouse. There's a reason
Yeah.
why your top dogs have just Apexes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. There's a reason why the big boys that have the diamonds to maintain really get on them, and some of them even like merge them. Some of the big boys be having like 2 or 3 star quality Apex in arcades.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Yeah, and to go back to the auction system, here you can even put your business for sale, and people might buy them not necessarily because they want to use them, but because they want to merge them. So the merge kind of helps out the bidding as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's a lot of play, like a lot of factors at play as to why people are buying these businesses. But I really do like that the auction system allows the player, right, like you said, to set the market, right? You can, because really, if somebody really wants a business and they know what they would pay for that business, then they could just go and put that in as the bid, right? Instead of sitting there playing around with it, it's like if you see a business and you're like, I want that museum, all right, I'm willing to pay, 60 crow for it. So you put in your, 60,000 voucher bid and say, all right, that's what I'm going to pay. And if anybody outbids me, then whatever, I guess it's gone. But at least then you can really just expedite the purchases and say, this is what I'm willing to pay for it. Done.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. I think it's a great it was a great introduction to competition, and I'm very excited of how it's gonna work out for the Great War because if it was a Great War, a lot of people are gonna keep buying business throughout. Even the first week, I think the auction system the first week is gonna be on fire.
I honestly think, like, with 4 weeks to play, you'll probably see a really good market activity throughout most of it, right? Probably right up until like probably 10 days left in the competition, you'll sort of see it drop off because people are like, well, I'm not going to get enough live power to put my total power into a good position to really buy this business. But definitely the first week or two, it's probably going to be still competitive, right? People will be bidding.
Yeah, and with this new way of getting blueprints that we get on every level, there's gonna be opportunities in the blueprints and opportunities in the business because like you're saying, even if it's 10 days left, people might still want to they might not want to buy another business and bring it to prestige, but it would make sense to spend diamonds in upgrading the quality of your business. So you might want to buy the business not for the prestige but for the risk of doing the quality because you recently did a video where you actually showed the difference between the same prestige, the quality 1, quality 2, and quality 3, and we were able to see the difference. That was a great video, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that just happened to be, it just came to me when I was recording. I was like, I'm going to drop these on my land and just give you an example of what the difference is, right?
And that
It's
was quite some, right?
Yeah, well, that's it. Like the rolling with your 1x technique to 10 on a Q1 business, it only got up to 90 gold, whereas with a Q3 business, it got up to, I think it was 156 gold. So
Uh-huh.
that's, yeah, pretty significant, really. Like 66 extra golds, nothing to scoff at, really.
Yeah, so all these new features, they might seem kind of slow during normal mode. They might seem kind of like stagnant. They might seem kind of like, oh, it's just there. But in a competition of 3 days, it was quite active. But in a four, but everybody's kind of like, it's kind of like I don't know, like a like a high school game, preparing yourself, and then you get the second competition. Now you're in maybe in college game, but now the Great War. This is gonna be like the professionals. You're gonna be in the NBA, NFL. Like it's gonna be the real deal in these competitions. So all these things that seem kind of like stagnant in normal mode, the quality of the businesses, these are gonna be very exciting in the 4 week competition.
Exactly. No, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, so I think maybe we can move on to just quickly the Cubs, and then maybe we'll talk a bit about competition mode, how live power and total power works. So I know you were mentioning last podcast, right, about the Cubs, when you have your laptop closed, you'll see them show up every once in a while once you open it back up after a long way or like a long time from the game.
Yeah, if I'm away from hours and hours from the game, when I open it, no matter what the time is, I usually get one cub and one cub only. But then somebody was asking, because in the on the Discord, and if anybody's listening still and you haven't been on the Discord, whether it's Legion or Void, even in the Plaza regular, we try to help out and let people know when the events are coming, because a lot of us are playing with the sound off, to avoid all the graphics and all that. But so anyways, we send out when the vans are coming, and somebody was like, "Well, you guys are saying there's vans, but there's no vans in my land." And so many people might not know that there's a 10 van delivery minute in I'm sorry,
Max,
10 van delivery limit in a 24-hour.
exactly. And to note on that, the delivery schedule resets with the daily roar. And usually with that reset of the daily roar is also their first delivery cycle. So they'll start delivering at the same time that the daily roar resets. And then after that, it's every 4 hours.
Nice, nice. I didn't even know that. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't I
just
wasn't
figured
aware
that one
sure
out.
when it uh-huh.
I had just figured that one out because I had done them all like with the competition. I was also flipping back and forth to normal to get them as well. And I had noticed that at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time is right now when the daily roar is resetting. And I was able to get some more after that, but I didn't have any at 3 o'clock, right? Because I had already got the 10 from before, from like 7 a.m. and what is it, 11?
11, uh-huh.
Yeah. So I had already gotten those ones for the day. Or it might have been something like the 7 p.m. one or whatever, and then the 11 o'clock one. But basically, I'd already gotten some and then missed the 3 o'clock one, like they weren't showing up. And then when it hit 7 o'clock again with the daily roar reset, I started getting them again. And I was like, oh, so this must be their cycle. This is when they reset.
Nice catch.
Yeah, it's a they don't publish this, right? So that's why you got to tune in, get all the secret details.
Yeah, and actually, when they announced it, they're like, "Can you spot the pattern?" And we're like, "We're trying." And
Right?
so we kind of knew, the 4 hours. That was kind of like the first pattern that we found out. Then the limit was another pattern, but the one I didn't know is when the actual reset time. So now we have that one too. So we're looking out for that.
Yeah. So now we've got them down, and we'll be able to catch those little guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
but yeah, they definitely do help, especially when you're able to, grab yourself one of those rate. What is it, 9 o'clock or is it 10 o'clock? Yeah, I think it's the 9 o'clock, right? So on competition, they're 2 hours offset, right? So it's
Yeah.
basically like every 2 hours, you can either get them in normal or you're getting them in competition.
Yep. Yep. Go get them, because sometimes it's just like 10K diamonds, but sometimes you get good attacks, good boost. And I've seen people get like 10 million diamonds.
I've had them, not that, but I've at least had 1 million diamonds from them once, twice actually.
There
That
you
was nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
So definitely worth getting, right? Definitely worth looking after.
Oh, exactly. And even if you get an attack, right? Like, imagine like if you get a kingpin, that's 2 million diamonds basically, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
go look for those guys.
exactly. Listen for that little horn. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
Uh,
What time is it? Do we have one?
yeah, mine's not for another 2 hours. I missed most of the
2 hours.
party, to be honest, unfortunately. But oh well. But yeah, so now let's chit chat a little bit about the live power versus total power and sort of our understanding of how this works. I know both of us are in agreement, I think, that If you can get to a good high rank for the live power right at the start, that early start helps, right? It's because you're going to be getting a lot more rank boosting for your total power on the leaderboard if you are in that higher live power, right at the start.
Yes, because you can always increase your income and keep getting more life power, but you can't go back and get the life power that you missed out on. That kind of makes sense, Like if one of our players on our side was like, I don't really understand. Like I'm so ahead of time in the life, but yet I kind of don't move. And he like said one of the main things that we think that was an issue was that he started like 6 hours late, which still I know that some people buy in late. We've seen people fly through the leaderboard sometimes, but they're actually spending their money. Like they're play to win. I mean, they're pay to win. So shout out to those that can do that. But for us that are like kind of like playing like, okay, I already invested on my NFTs on my lands, so I'm gonna play with what I have. That life power it's really important to bring it up because again, the time that you didn't accumulate some of the points um from the beginning of the game, you're not gonna have those hours back. That time is gone. The opportunity to put those powers are gone. It's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And really, like to climb the leaderboard total power, right? Like you need a massive difference between your rank standing on the leaderboard versus your live power, right? Like even 100 difference is not really that much.
Yeah, because for instance, and the last competition, which was event 15, the New Year Showdown, I ended up at ending standing at 74, and my life position was 247. So everybody that was around me at the end of the competition on 74. So my cash per second, my income was 17.31 million. Everybody around me were in the billion, 1.96 billion. But when it comes to total power, that's when we are leveled up. I'm at 112, and then the next one is 114, 107. So that's how we ended up in the event on the leaderboard at the end. So yeah, increasing that total power, banking it, banking it, banking it, banking it. It's the name of the game, I would say. Like you said that we're talking about our experience. We're not talking about exactly how okay, this is what the playbook says, but not even the CM sometimes in the Discord could kind of really explain kind of like the mechanics. Like so we know it's there, but so we're just talking about our own experience.
Yeah, exactly, right? Our understanding of how the live power works. But yeah, basically, with your live power, you need to have a big difference between your live power on the leaderboard and your leaderboard position for you to really see any actual climbing, right? Otherwise, you're not gaining enough power to really overtake the people in your ranking area. But yeah, that's basically our thoughts around, what is going on with the live power and total power, or at least our understanding and experience with it. We're not the developers or anything, so we don't have the back end knowledge, but we've definitely had some experience playing around with some competitions, and this was how we've both have experienced in our understanding of it. But yeah,
Yep, yep.
do you have anything else, I guess, to say with that? And do you want to move on to
No?
the merging features and boost stacking?
Yes, sir. Let's go to the next.
Right on. And I know you were talking a bit about merging, especially throughout this podcast, it being something that really can give you an advantage when you're increasing the quality of your business in comparison to if somebody's running a quality one business versus having like a quality three or four. It does, and as you saw in my video, it does increase the gold, right? You get better rolls, meaning your business is going to produce more gold.
Yeah, and especially with having these blueprints every level up, we're gonna have quite some businesses in the inventory that we don't want to just upgrade. Speaking of, that was kind of like a little bit of a mistake I did in the last competition mode that I was away from my keyboard, so the anxiety got the best of me, and I was just trying to prestige up any business to just kind of like help the main business. But it's better to just kind of like maintain the less business and focus on be minimal with the prestige up. So that being said, instead of prestiging those businesses, it would have been better if I would have merged some of those businesses to increase the quality, because it definitely does help with the income by increasing the quality of the businesses.
Exactly, right? Like taking a quality one, Pride Records or Bazaar up to quality two, right? That's going to give you that extra percentage on the top end roll, right? um, which you're looking at for an uncommon business that's giving you an extra 20%. If you can get it to quality three, it's an extra 50% income on the top end roll, which is pretty significant, really, right? And but I do want to make one stressor before we really get into talking about merging. There's a difference between the merges that we're discussing for strategic play in, uh, playing in actual competition versus doing merges purely for fun and just to play around with the feature in normal mode, right? Doing it in normal mode is really just something for people that have extra diamonds or extra businesses to burn. And it's not something I personally would recommend for anybody that's either starting off or even before you get to like P100. Like you've got better things. Do not be merging your cool cats to have a quality five cool cat. Keep those cool cats because they're going to be way more advantageous in achieving prestige requirements than it would be to have a quality five.
Yeah, I would do. I second that. That's if you want to merge something, I would merge anything that comes from a blueprint because you don't have to pay for those diamonds. And there's also many people that pulled off quality two, quality three from their blueprints, and they don't want to merge, so they put them cheap on the market. So that's another way to kind of do. But I wouldn't do cool cats like you said. Yeah, I would start with uncommons if you want to do mergers. So I would kind of do some uncommons, and again, you could use your diamonds and probably on the long term in better ways than just merging cool cats.
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, a cool cat is a prestige requirement, right? You level it up just to have that extra business to be able to get to the next prestige. But you would merge something like a Felis or even if you had a bank or something like that in competition, to get a higher quality one so that you're able to produce gold at that much extra above somebody that would have a quality one.
Yeah, but in competition mode, you definitely wanna. It's gonna be very helpful in the competition mode side. And again, I would go the same route. Many people pull them from blueprints and they sell them kind of cheap. So try to look for those blueprint qualities and those market deals to do your merges, because just one merge alone, the first one is what, $3 million, 3 million diamonds, I think.
Yeah, so it doubles every time, right? So your first merge to go to Q2, like your quality 2 business is 3 million, and then merging two quality 2 businesses costs 6 million. And then, yeah, your 12, 24, 48, and so on and so forth, which all that can be found in the playbook. So if you haven't explored the playbook in depth, definitely check it out. It's under workshop parameters. You'll find it there. So yeah, take a look at that if you're starting to get into merging.
Yeah, so if you buy or you pull a quality three business off of the blueprint, that's 6 million diamonds right there that you're saving. So its feature is great. Just be on the lookout for the best way to use these merges.
Well, actually, if it's a Q3, it's 9, right? or even more because you need to merge four businesses to get up to Q3.
That's right. You're saving on the diamonds and on the businesses because you're still gonna need those businesses to get there. That's right.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, actually, I was talking to a guy recently that from a uncommon blueprint, the blue blueprints, guess what he pulled? A
Dun 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 dun. I don't
Q5
know.
main motors,
Yeah.
right out of a blue blueprint. Like, holy, talk about a horseshoe somewhere you don't, where the sun don't shine. Like, man, I was like, dude, that's insane,
For reals. Wow, that's a nice grab right there
right?
from a
So,
blueprint.
so yeah, he was looking to rejig his city. And I was like, yeah, no, that's your main leader. That is your business. That is the business you are leading your city with. Like, oh man,
Yeah, that's your big earner.
yeah, like mine. I have a Q3 main motors, and it outperforms my arcade, which is a Q1, right? So like, I could only imagine. Like, what is it? I got it up right here. So that an epic business at a Q5 is 380%. So that's almost four
Wow.
times better than a Q1,
That's a nice pull from a blueprint.
right? So congratulations, that's for sure. But
Congrats to
again,
him, yeah.
that's to me still like the merging feature isn't something that people that are starting the game should really be playing with. Your diamonds are better spent gaining prestige or buying
Yes,
Arrows.
and that's a good go ahead.
It's like or buying Arids, right? You could spend your diamonds to buy Arids, but I don't see the point in spending your diamonds on merging businesses in normal, at least until you're into the P100s.
And yeah, that's a great advice, especially because we're talking about the early. No, I mean, the new players that are coming on, so they're gonna be the early prestige. You know, they're gonna be the new players. So that's a great point for everybody who's starting out. Get those arids because it's going to help your diamond income. It's going to increase it, and you're going to carry them over for the competition mode. So that's yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a very important point that we hadn't talked about in the other podcast, which is the importance of getting those arids because they're going to help you on the free to play to get more diamond income in the competition. By the time you start the competition with a couple new arids, you'll be better off on your diamond production.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can get to a base of 2.5 million diamonds per hour just with Arids. And then if you have NFTs on top of that, it increases your ability to play. And I'm talking about the free ones that don't cost vouchers.
Yeah, yeah, those are yeah. That's a good goal for new players. Make sure that one of your goals is to keep buying the arid lands.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, in regards to merging, I think it's an interesting feature, especially now, like you said, we have blueprints with every level. It's going to add that extra dynamic to, a large variety of play styles, right? It's going to change up what type of businesses people are using and just add that variety to everybody's city, right? Like, you know, some people might just not even bother with it and just run Q1s and just focus on getting to the next prestige. Other people will probably focus on getting a decent quality business and then using those quality businesses to produce more gold so that late game, right, which I think is going to be very important when it comes to this 4 day or 4 week competition, is having higher quality businesses so that you don't have as much of a drop when it comes to your rares.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, that's also a good way of because you were mentioning how the workshop and the merges might be more suitable for people that are making a higher diamond income, and I guess that's a good transition to the one of the segments that we have, and it's kind of like the way the way the whales play kind of thing. So it's it's a whole different competition up in the top 10.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you wanted to talk a bit about booster stackers, right? Or stacking boosters, sorry. So I've never
Yeah,
tried it personally, but I know you have been playing around a little bit with it in normal. So I'd love to hear your opinion on it.
yeah. So the it kind of came to mind because again, this last weekend I was away from my computer for a lot of times. I was blessed to be in Vegas with my tia that came from Mexico to visit. So I was, we were out there, and so after the competition, and I was in normal mode. I remembered the stacking of the boost, and that could have helped me a little bit if I would have done it because I would have paid for the fee, which I believe we found from the it's 20%, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah, it's
And
20%.
20%. So, but that I would have paid those diamonds just to make sure my booster it's still there because I'm away from the keyboard, so I can attack you. And what I could do is I can put on my defense to make sure that I try not to, I try to block the attacks so that won't take away from my booster, from my percentage. But if I also keep a booster, then I'm able to kind of still take advantage of it. So it's something to think about. We hadn't really talked about this before in the podcast, but I probably wouldn't do it for the big boy boosters. Um, which are the Lightning Surge, which cost 9.90 million diamonds, but it gives you 300% of the income and it's for 2 hours. So if the big boys need to take a nap, they could probably stack up three of these and they have 6 hours of 300% boost.
Yeah, and that's personally where I see if you've got the diamonds to burn and you want that booster to last overnight while you actually get a good night's sleep, that's where I think that advantage is. Otherwise, like normally what I'll do before I go to bed is, I'll use lightning boosters up until I'm about ready to go to bed, and I'm hoping that they're expiring, so then I could put a gold booster on, right? And then the gold booster should last most of the night for me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good strategy also.
But if you got the
Yeah, making
diamonds to
sure
burn,
your boost is. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but if you got the diamonds to burn, right? Like you said, stack three lightning boosters, and now now your city's really rocking, really burn, like really making income for you, and you're gonna wake up and have tons of gold to spend.
Mm-hmm. Be ready, wake up and get ready to prestige, move to the next level. And
Exactly.
some people have like an income of 9 million diamonds an hour. So I mean, that's quite some diamonds.
Well, have you I've seen some people post some screenshots after landing a decent amount of aerials, and they've got like 20 million per hour.
Wow,
Yeah,
I gotta start using that attack a little more.
I just bought another Gatling gun to try it out because, yeah, right now it was not very useful for me, but I think, having a Gatling gun or two and the drone concealment matrix, you know, you can
Mhm.
you can at least boost it. Now I'm hoping because it is an expensive attack, but I'm hoping to be able to boost mine and get myself somewhere in that 3 to 4 million extra diamonds. But whether it boosts me from like I think I'm at like 6.5 usually in comp. Hopefully it can get me up to like maybe 8 would be nice, right? Give me that extra 1.5 per hour. But that's a pipe dream I think for me.
Yeah, and especially now with the monsters, the cost is gonna get a little cheaper, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I haven't quite checked exactly how much they've reduced the cost, but it's definitely going to be down a little bit more, and maybe it'll only cost me like 1.5 million diamonds now to purchase that attack.
So I have my monsters equipped, and my price is 1.34 right now. That's
Nice.
doable, right? That's affordable.
Yeah. No, hey, especially if you're able to add 1 million per hour, right, to your diamond generation, and it's only costing you 1.3, and your attack duration lasts for 4 hours. Perfect, right?
Yeah,
That's diamonds in the bank, baby.
that's right. And especially if you get the attacks from Daily Roar or for the Vans. Speaking back to the Vans, get those bad boys right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if those Cubs really want you doing well, they're starting to deliver you attacks. Not none of the
Yeah.
10K diamond.
Right. Yeah. Those 10K diamonds. You're wasting more gas. No.
Yeah, right. It's like, man, you for the 10K diamonds, the amount of time it took me to click through this lands just to find you, I generated 10K diamonds.
For real.
Oh well, what can you do, right? Hey, any little bit
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, and the element of surprise is definitely the good feeling too.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, back to the minting, right? That you never know what you're gonna get. So when you mint, it's fun. When you find the little cyber cubs, you never know what you're gonna get. So when you click on them, still that little, excitement to be like, oh, what prize are they bringing me now?
Yeah, the unknown.
Exactly. But yeah, so personally for myself, I don't use the booster stacking. I try to conserve diamonds. I find that like I don't have enough diamonds that I'm just looking to burn them, and I don't like to buy diamonds. Like you said, I'm like yourself. I bought NFTs for a reason, and I want the NFTs to be what's providing me with the in-game assets for me to try and strategize around, rather than also then using my vouchers to buy more diamonds. So that's sort of the way I try to play is to use what I already purchased as NFTs and strategize around what I'm able to generate.
Yeah, same here. And little by little, some of the NFTs are like the flashlights. I think they're like $2 right now, and they help out with the diamonds. And
I just
so
bought four of them.
any little bit. You got what?
I just bought four of them. They're $1 each. I was like, I will take
A
those
dollar
four
each.
flashlights. Yeah, somebody floored
There
them, and
you
I was
go.
like,
And
holy
any
shit.
little help.
Well, that's it, and you'll see them. That's a tip. Like, keep an eye on the tools. Some people just say, I'm just going to floor it, and a dollar's a dollar, whatever. At least it's gone, and I can move on, right? So there's people that just sell for super cheap, and sometimes you can find some pretty good deals on tools, backpacks, and even tactical gear. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on that market.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think that sort of wraps up what we wanted to discuss today. I don't think there's anything else jumping out at me that needs to be discussed right now. I mean, I'm still looking forward to hearing more about when the Monks business is going to be integrated, but and also the features around it. So we'll see, but I'm really hoping it's a business and not just a skin that's applied to businesses.
Yeah, that'll be a nice surprise when they finalize that. And I think one of the most used words in the plaza of Main City, it's soon.
Yeah, coming soon. We'll have information soon.
As soon as we have it, we'll give it to you.
Yeah, exactly. No definition on soon. Soon could be 2 months from now, or it could be next week. Could be even tomorrow, but it's soon.
But it's soon, yeah. So yeah, I think we talked about everything that we had in the agenda.
Exactly. I think everything's good. If you've made it this far into the podcast, I think we got a little bit closer to the hour that we were targeting. I've also got links down below in the description. So you'll see a link for the main city Discord. There's also a link for the Crazy Monsters and the Monks Discord. And you'll also see the Crazy Monsters DeFi Mint. And then there's also a link for your Legion, Discord, and the Void Discord. So if you haven't joined them, make sure you do. If you haven't minted a Crazy Monster, or don't even own any, I definitely suggest checking out the DeFi Mint. Pick up a 1 or 2 or 7 is my happy medium for most NFTs, at least in this game. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me, DJ Oracle. Hopefully everything's going well in LA and you're still safe.
Yeah, thank you for always keeping this podcast always on point in good direction. You're great at this. Thank you for having me. Yeah, we are trying to do our best here in LA. With all the fires going on and stuff. So thank you for everybody's prayers and stuff. And yeah, we are trying to bring some information, some entertainment, get your minds into something positive. And thank you guys for having us again. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and thank you guys for staying with us.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, and we'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. It'll be a couple weeks from now, but maybe we'll squeak one more in before the Great War.
Yeah, we'll see what happens between now and then. It's always exciting to talk about new features or even new things that come up. And the Web3 is a very exciting space, um, and it moves really, really fast. So, yes, we'll see when we can catch the next one and what comes up between now and then.
Well said. Right on, and yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. Take care.
Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.